Okay, in this tutorial, we're going to set up a script that will kind of keep track of multiple things in our game. We're going to call that a game script. So we're going to right click here and going to create a new game object, and we'll just call this one game script. And then on it, we're going to attach a new script file to it. So you're going to hit new script, and we'll call this game script. I put lowercase here just to so you can see it's different than our game object over there. So game script, okay, hit enter. And then we're going to add some stuff to this, okay? So let's open this up. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to set our health to, say, 100, and then we're going to create a text for our score so that we can update our score as we collect things or earn points, however we're going to set up our score system. Okay, now to start off, we need to add this line of code here. We're going to say using Unity engine.ui, and this allows us to access our text and make changes to our text. So we're going to create a public text object right here, and we're going to call this one score text. No, I'm going to say text score, because I'm going to have text health, and I just like to organize them by writing text first. That's just my style. You could name them whatever you want. Public text score, and then we're going to need actually before this we're going to need a variable. So we're going to say how about a public? I think this is the way I read it. Public static int. It's an integer, and we're going to call this variable score. It's an integer, and we're going to call it score. We're going to set it to 0 to start, okay? And okay, so and then at the start, what we want to do is we're going to make our score set to 0 at the start. Now we don't have the text box yet, so we're going to create it right now. And let's let this thing load up. And in the canvas, we're going to create. Here we go. Let's open this up. Right click and say UI text. Okay, and I'm going to call this text score. Okay, and then let's give it a color that we can see. And there it says new text right now. Okay, and I'm going to set this to the top right. Okay, so over here I'm going to hold Alt and click this one. And there we have our text up in the top right. And right now it says new text. So when we push play, we want this to set the score, and whatever the score is right now to start, it's 0. Okay, and so let me save this. Let's go back to our script, and we have it right here. So our score is set to 0. So at the start, when we push start, we want text score dot text. Now that's how you text score is the name of the game object, and then its text component is right there. Equals score, our score variable here, which is at 0 to start, and we're going to say we have to write two string. It's capital T and a capital S, and then you put these parentheses and a semicolon, and when we start the game, it should write into this text box score. Now, one thing we still have to do, we have to select our game script and see where it has this game object here where it says none. We're going to drag this text box into there, and now it's referring to this. And when we push play, let's see if in fact it works. Okay, I'm crossing my fingers, and there it is. It's set to 0. That might be too small for you to see, so I'm going to go ahead and let's make this size bigger here. Let's go font size. Let's go best fit, and whatever size this is, it'll fit into it. Okay, best fit. Okay, so let me do a real quick test. Let me change a 50, and just to prove that it's actually reading this script and applying it. Okay, here we go. So it says new text, and we're going to go boom. There it is. It's at 50. Now, just to dress this up a little bit better, let's add a UI element, another text box, and let's hit Alt and set it to the top right corner. Okay, move it into the location that we want. And you could actually play around with these, you could set it to the right, so it's up against there. And in this one's not, whoops, this box here is not going to change. It's just going to always say score. Okay, and it'll just stay there. And let's go ahead and set that to white so we can see it. Okay, and so when we push play, that score, that text box isn't dynamic. It's not changing, but the number of the score will change. And as we get into the game, when we collect things or destroy objects that need to be destroyed, our score can get increased or minused if you want to do that, and this will change as we play the game. Okay, so have fun setting up your score text box, and we'll see you next time. Okay, have fun.